Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the GROW program. As you are on your journey with God, your spiritual walk, I want you to realize something. You know, you are in this walk on your own. Um, it's a journey between you, your heart, and God. And see, God knows your heart, so you can't hide from God. You can't hide. Um, I like to correlate nature in my sermons. I do, because nature is God. I want you to think about a tree growing in the ground. A tree is deeply rooted, it's planted in the ground. Just like how we planted with God when we're born. We have God on our heart, so we planted in God. And as this tree begins to grow, sometimes this tree don't grow straight up. It's supposed to go straight up to the air, and it's supposed to go straight up to God. It's going. That's how we grow. We grow, try to reach our greatness in God. So as this tree is growing, it tends to branch off a little bit, but the main goal is to keep going on up, as high as you can get in God. But the tree will branch off and do different things, go in different directions. But the main goal and the main part of the tree is to stay planted and stay rooted and keep growing in God. You ever noticed that? And notice the trees. Not all of them grow just straight up out the ground, but the main goal is we all on a journey, and we take different paths of this journey. Different ways that we go about it, but just like life. Life throws different battles at you, and then you got to branch off and go deal with this, branch off and go deal with that. But the thing is, you got to hold on to God, as you keep rising, as you keep growing. You can't branch off doing your own thing. You got to stay rooted. You got to stay planted in God, and then you have to rise from there. You have to rise, because look here, we in a spiritual warfare. We in a spiritual warfare. I told you I was called years ago to preach. I've been called for it from a young age. I'm an ordained minister. I've been ordained for 8 years. Okay, listen. But as you turn your life over to God, recognize this. There's going to be this battle that you're going through. There's a spiritual warfare, good versus evil, God versus devil, however way you want to put it. But it is a spiritual warfare going on. And so what you got to realize is once you turn it over to the Lord, you got to trust in him. Because I'm going to tell you something. When I was in my 20s, I got scared and I let go, because I'm in this spiritual warfare, and I let go. I saw some different things that, I kind of let go of the Lord, kind of branched off, started doing my own thing. Because look here, I didn't trust in God, because I thought I need to take the wheel and do this myself. Not realizing that I'm already planted and rooted in the Lord. All I got to do is just keep on growing and reaching my greatness in God, like I am now. Reach my greatness in God, because look, there was one time that I knew that God had me, but I didn't quite believe, Lord. I didn't quite believe that God really had me. Did he really got me? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Yes, he did, because the Lord done pulled me out of a whole lot of situations I got myself into. One particular time I'm riding down the highway, all of a sudden I realized I ain't got no brakes, going 50, 60 miles an hour. I'm in a car with no brakes. So, I'm hollering to the man in the highway next to me. I ain't got no brakes. I'm stepping on the brake. I don't know what to do. Almost run him off the road, trying to get off the road. So I try to figure out, Lord, have mercy. I'm praying the whole time, calling out to the Lord. I'm in a spiritual warfare now. I'm calling out to the Lord, riding down the road with no brakes, flying through stop signs. It was just the grace of God. Because see, God let me know I'm in control of all this. Wasn't no cars around, nobody around. As I'm flying through the stop sign, the car began to coast on side of the road. Because see, God was already in control. The Lord had a plan. The Lord knew some 30 some years later, I'm going to be preaching to you on this podcast, telling you to come up out of oppression. So God always is in control. God always has a plan. But see what we do, we want to do our own thing and branch off and don't trust in the Lord. Don't believe that God is really there and God had us. Because see, once that car finally stopped and coasted to the side of the road, I gave the Lord some praise. I had to thank the Lord. Because see, I thought my life flashed in front of my eyes, but little did I know my life wasn't flashing in front of my eyes, because the Lord already had it under control. The Lord already said, no, you ain't going nowhere. I got a plan for you. But see, what you got to do is stop branching off on your own. Stop forgetting to trust me. Stop forgetting to put it in my hands. Get out the stern, get out the driver's seat, get on back in the passenger seat somewhere, and let me take control. Let me take the reins of your life. Because we in a battle of good and evil, people. You got to remember that now. Life is a battle of good and evil. And you got to begin to remove this chaos, negativity, and drama away from around you. You got to remove yourself out of that equation, because as long as you stay in it, people try to drag you in it. People try to tell you different things. I already told them, look here, this how you gonna get over this. I'ma help you. This how you gonna do. But now they got to constantly want to come back and bring some more chaos, negativity, and drama to you. You ought to be tired of it by now. You ought to be sick of it. You ought to be sick of all the church foolishness that you deal with. See, now here, you start growing. You ain't even worrying about, you ain't got to worry about no church, no tithes and offers, no building fund, no spiritual demons in the church. You ain't got to worry about putting your last $5 in the tithes and offering plate. None of that foolishness that's going on down in the church. You keep your eyes focused on God. Keep your eyes focused on the Lord. See, you ain't got all this other chaos, negativity, and drama, because look here, I'm telling you, you ain't got all this chaos, negativity, and drama that goes on within the church. Because I'm telling you something, church is oppression. Church is. It's oppression. Because you got all these spiritual demons going on in the church. Next thing you know, you're telling all your business to pastor, which you shouldn't be doing anyway. Your problem as a king and a queen, you're supposed to solve your own problem. You don't go around talking about your problem. Solve your own problem. What good is it going to be for you to go tell the pastor? You can pray for your own self. Pray for your own problem. Work out your own solution. Meditate it to the Lord and watch the ancestors manifest and bring beautiful things into your life. All you got to do is come with a forgiving heart, a pure heart. Be forgiving. Stop looking at folks crazy. Try to help somebody. Try to lift somebody up. Because look, I already told you, the pastor, all right. You ain't got to help the pastor no more. Help somebody who really need it. Lift a fellow brother or sister up. Tell somebody something good. It starts with you. It begins with you. Change begins with you. That's how you begin to change your environment, your circumstances, things around you. You want stuff to start changing. It's got to start with you. It begins with you. Because look, if you put out chaos, negativity, and drama, that's what you're going to wind up getting. But if you put out love and kindness and consideration and thoughtfulness and forgiving, you're going to get all that. You're going to get that and more on your spiritual journey. Kings and queens, greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Keep rising. Just like these trees, even though you see, each tree don't grow up the same. It don't grow. It grow a little different. May grow a little crooked. May grow a little sideways. Look like sometime, but they still all trying to reach their greatness in God. And that's what we have to do, people. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. God bless you. Remember, no one is superior to you, and nothing defeats royalty.